Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Tim Meyer, here for the Romeo Sports Recap, powered by the Mitt TV. Along with me is my co-host, Madison Janabet, and today we'll be discussing the 2022-2023 hockey season with Coach Matt Burke, as well as players Spencer Groskowitz and Nick Weirs. Remember, this show is available on both YouTube and Spotify. And before we begin, a word from our sponsors. This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvromeo@gmail.com. That's mitt.tv@gmail.com. I'm here with the 2022-2023 Romeo varsity hockey coach, Matt Burke. And Matt, congratulations on a winning season this year.
Thank you.
For the Bulldogs. A little bit of a funny season. You guys had a little bit of a roller coaster start to your performance, and you were assisted by, head coach at that time was Derek Grace, and then Mitch Bittis also helped out with you. And you guys beat Marysville the first game 2-1.
Yep.
And then it was kind of a roller coaster ride where you were, 4-6 by Christmas time, and then experienced the coaching change. But can you kind of explain maybe why the roller coaster start? What kind of caused that?
Yeah, I mean, we came out a little slow. I think it was a decent schedule at the beginning, some tougher teams, and once we started to get over the new year, we started to get to roll a little bit. Like you said, there was a coaching change, just some differences between the staff and the players, I guess, and we thought it'd be best to make a change. And
was it like philosophical differences or just methodology, or what was it?
Mostly just methodology, like you said. It's tough to get too deep into that, but yeah, the change was for the better, and I think that once we got over, like I said, about the new year, we started playing some good hockey, and yeah, so we kind of rode the ship a little bit, and I think that we finished the season okay. Like you said, it was very tough, very rocky, but I'm proud of the way we handled the season. So.
Well, you came out and after the coaching change, beginning January 4th against Utica Ford Unified, and you beat them, and then you ticked off 3 straight victories in January.
Yeah, that Utica Ford game was wacky. We scored late, I think with 40 seconds left, and it just felt good. After the new year, the team's trying to, what's the best word? Kind of come together, because of the turmoil, the coaching changes, all the other stuff going on. And that was a big win. And then after we get to rip a couple wins off, which was really nice, and we started to feel good, play with a little bit of confidence, and it was good to see. So that's when we kind of started to get rolling. And that was a big game. That was a big game at Utica, at Utica Ford. And 40 seconds left. They could have gone either way, but I was super happy, and I know the guys were happy too that we won that.
Yeah, it seemed to spark them, as you said, and once you get the taste of victory and you like it, you start getting more and more, your confidence level goes up.
Absolutely, especially after that long Christmas break. We needed to win that one, and I think everyone in that room knew that, and that was the start. So.
And then mid-January struggled a little bit, but that was against, say, Rochester United and Lake Orion, who are traditionally pretty strong teams in the OAA, and then you tied Anchor Bay. And what do you think? Was it just good teams that you were playing, or just kind of guys got maybe a little overconfident with those victories?
I like to think it was good teams. Anchor Bay always plays us tough. They put us tough twice this year. So they kind of hit our number. I know we knocked them out of the playoffs the year before, so I think that it was a little extra incentive for them. But yeah, no, Rochester United's really good. Lake Orion's really good. So we fought in those games, and like you said, we maybe were getting a little overconfident. Maybe we had to take a step back, say, okay, we won a few in a row, but now let's go back to some basics and get working. And we kind of we we ended up figuring it out after that. Like we said, okay, we got to just play a little better, work a little harder, and I think we did that.
Well,
So
I think you had a game. I believe it was the cancer game, January 21st against Stony Creek, where
yeah,
it looked like Stony was going to come out there and take it to you guys, and you sort of came back and pulled that one out.
yeah, that was another wild game. Stoney's really good, a lot of offensive firepower. We kept scoring with them that night, and I know I played both our goalies. They got a piece of the cancer game, so that was nice to see. And yeah, we ended up taking. I think it was 6-4, 6-5. So
Yeah, it was strange because you played both goalies,
yeah,
and I didn't realize you were going to do that, and you
yeah.
changed it. But my apologies to Mr. Hermione and Mr. D'Angelo.
I told them
Mix it.
about half hour before game time, like, hey, listen, I think we were gonna go with Landon, and I said it's a cancer game. I want to get both of you in, and they're like, okay. And I'm like, I don't care who's starting, and I think Carson started, right?
Yeah,
And then I wanted to get both of them in, and I'm happy what Landon did because when he came in, I think we were losing, and we fought back for him.
yeah.
So he kept us in the game, and that was huge. And it's nice to see both goalies play. I did not want to do that really at first, but it's a cancer game. I wanted to get all the guys in, so I'm happy the way
The
the
way it worked
result.
out, yeah.
Yeah,
That you guys then, this victory helped you to go forward and chalk up three more wins after that. With the final, that third win, a great performance, a 9-1 victory over Lance Cruz Unified, which a lot of guys got in, and they got in on the scoring action.
yeah. No, that was surprising. I mean, the guys came out hard. We kept scoring. Lance Cruz they're really young, and I think we just kind of jumped them. And yeah, it's nice to see the different guys contribute.
Yeah, and we thought that game would really springboard, you know, uh, the team and get them really fired up again for another big long winning streak. But you had a tough loss to Chippewa Valley that some thought maybe you could have won that game.
Yeah, well, we played them at Mount Clemens, I think a couple weeks or a month before that, and we beat them. And we knew they were strong. And they came out, I think they scored about a minute into the game. So they were hungry, they wanted it. We just came out flat. I think it was 4-0 halfway through the second at one point. And I remember just calling the timeout and saying, you know, about to get mercied. Like we gotta play hard. And honestly, I'm really happy the way the guys responded right away. I could see the effort just pick up, and just a slow start from us. Think it was like 6-4 final, but just a slow start. Partly on me too, and Bittis. Because we're the guys that have to get them prepared.
Sure, include him.
Yeah, oh yeah, gotta get Bittis in there.
He's your partner in crime.
Yes,
So
he is. He's a good partner. But yeah, I just came out slow that game, and I'm proud the way we fought. But when you get down in a rut like that to a good team, it's extremely difficult to come back. So
and
good lesson that we learned.
and you must have learned it pretty well because the Sheboygan Chiefs, coached by former NHL enforcer Craig Cox, came in town
Yeah,
all the way down from
that was fun.
Sheboygan, and they came out and they were smoking. I mean, they were hustling. They were beating you to pucks,
Well, they were flying.
and for the first two periods, it did not look too good for the Bulldogs. But your guys mustered up the whatever you want to call it to come back and win that hockey game.
Yeah, that one. The second intermission locker room talk was just it's a senior night. Let's do it for the seniors. We only have four of them. And we wanted to win for them, and we came out in the third period and we outplayed them. We only won the third period, but sometimes you just have to win one, and if you're gonna win one, the last one's pretty good to win. Um, Craig Cox, I got a ton of respect for that guy and the
He's
way.
still looking for you, by the way.
Like his team plays hard, just like how he played. I mean, they were like you said, they were flying. If you watched the first two periods, you knew what team was outworking what team, and you know, said to regroup. I knew that we had more skill, I guess. And we just kind of had to get the effort up there. And if we started working hard and getting to the loose pucks, getting pucks on net, then we would break through. And the guys, like I said, they just fought through it. In the third period, we took it. And it was nice for the seniors. And just the winning game like that towards the end of the year is always nice too. A little gut check right there for us.
And it sort of carried over to a game against Eisenhower the next game, which you guys beat Bob Hall and the Eagles 3-2. Was a big victory
Yeah.
for the program, especially the way it happened.
Yeah, I mean it's always nice to beat Bob Hall. Always nice to beat Eisenhower. Got a ton of respect for Bob Hall, and yeah, we played hard that day. We were really working them. It was a good game. We I know the third period they kind of put us on our heels a little bit, but just to come through with the win and not give in. I know the first time we played them, we were winning going into the third again, and they kind of got a couple goals on us, and we learned from that. We said, okay, they're going to be coming hard, and we know that, but we did what we had to do and got the win. And like you said, it was a huge win towards the end of the year again. So really nice to get that.
It's good to get a W against a crosstown rival, that's
Oh
for
yeah,
sure. Another sort of crosstown rival, the Utica Ford Unified team, came in, and it looked like you guys kind of came out okay, but then they squeaked one out on you, 5-4, and I know that there was some 5-on-3s there that kind of
yeah.
contributed to their goal scoring.
It was a sloppy game from us. I get credit to Utica though; they played great. Um, I mean, they're fast. They dump the puck out and they go skate and get it. They got three lines that can all skate. I think they had about like 12, 13 seniors on that team too. So they're old, they're fast. They
They
were,
all were shaving too, and daily.
I mean, yeah, they played good. They beat us. It's not that we played bad. I thought we played okay, like you said. We looked like we were gonna take it. It's tough to get a feel for it on the bench, but as you brought up, when we started getting the penalties, the 5-on-3s, and then they executed. So if we kill those 5-on-3s, it's a different game, but they executed, which you gotta give them credit for. And yeah, that was a tough game because everyone in that room, we're coming off the Eisenhower win. We know we're a good team. We're having a good second half of the year. And then, Utica comes in and they beat us, and little humbling moment again for us. And we just said, okay, we got to be better. But yeah, all the credit to Utica. They played well that game.
I mean, you know, to to summarize the season, you were 13, 11, and 1, according to the records here. And given all the things that happened during the year, it was remarkable you guys came out with a winning season.
Yeah, I was happy. I was proud for the guys. I was happy for me and Biddist that we could pull through and did the best we could. The guys played great the second half of the year. Like you said at the beginning, I think we were 3-6, 4-6 to start. So we figured it out. We played a lot better. We kind of came together as a team. We stopped staying out of the box a lot. I know the Utica game, but we really like the penalties really did towards the second half fall off a little bit for us. And I mean, if you can play 5-on-5, you want to play 5-on-5 because
Yeah.
we got a talented team. We got guys who can skate, and we don't want to play shorthanded. So once we kind of figured that out, got together, yeah, I mean we played really good, and I'm happy. I'm proud and happy for the season we had.
So, as we, uh, you know, finish the season, the 13, 11, and 1 season, let's talk about some of those seniors that you said the guys were kind of playing for. And we'll start out with Mason Giza. who had 14 goals, 20 assists this year. There were times, and I don't expect a lot of people to remember this, but there were times I saw in him. I'm going to date myself now, but um, a little bit of Gordie Howe, where
Oh yeah,
he was tough, he could score, he could pass, and he could almost will
yeah.
some things at times during the season.
No, he could do it all.
Do you
He
know who
really.
Gordie Howe is, by the
Do I?
way?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Thank God.
yeah. No, no, no. Yeah.
Well, and good. I'm glad. I don't
Yeah.
feel so old now.
No, Mason was he was great. He started the season on defense, where I think those points could have been pumped up a little bit, but he could do it all. He was like you said, he could score, he could make a play. He was physical. Um, he'll be greatly missed, because you can't just replace a guy like that. But we just gotta do the best we can to, fill the shoes. I mean, Colin Martin, I thought played awesome. I mean, from this year to last year, if you look at like his points and just how he stepped up, um,
13 goals and 11 assists.
yeah, I mean that's contributing. I think all the seniors, or besides Beauchamp, which he's just a good solid D. He's the sheriff back there. When it gets physical, he likes it. The team knows that when it gets physical out there, we don't really worry about it because we got some tough seniors that will take care of it for us. And Danny was, he was solid. He did a good job of. I thought at the beginning of the year he was getting some penalties, and then towards the second half he was doing a really good job staying on the box, and that's huge because we need him on the ice. And
I mean,
yeah.
he was good even on your power plays coming out on the blue line and,
Oh
and,
yeah.
and, and knowing when to shoot and knowing
No,
when not to when to pass and stuff.
and he shoots it like a pro. I mean, that guy
Yeah.
when he shoots it, it's we run drills in practice and no one wants to be in front of the net when we're doing that. I'm like, you guys stay in front of the net. They're like, not when Danny's shooting. I'm like,
Yeah.
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 Like Danny, shoot low, please shoot low. They're not gonna stand there.
Aim for my stick.
But
And Colin Jones. Colin
oh
Jones played a huge part for your team this year. I mean, him and Martin last year were part of like a grind line type
yep.
thing, but this year he proved that he could put the biscuit in the basket.
No, he did. Cullen played outstanding this year. He played, I think, on all three lines, first, second, third line. Wherever we wanted him to go, he'd go. He'd play wing, he'd play center. Just a great guy. And his work ethic and his attitude is that's going to be missed too. And all the seniors contributed differently, but all the underclassmen are going to have to like pick up all the slack from it because even though it was only four, we did lose like a lot. It was a lot. Like I said, I think Colin and Mason were like our top five in points.
Yeah.
Just those three. So that's a lot right there. But there's more than that too. There's the leadership, there's the physicality.
The physicality is something that I worried about from last year going to this year. I was wondering how physical is the team going to be?
Yeah.
And you had some guys that didn't come out that maybe could have helped a little bit, but in any event, they proved out to be, they didn't back down to anybody.
Oh no, no, I thought they never backed down, and yeah, I think that we were the majority of the games we played. We were probably the more physical team, which I love to see. I don't want to be running around and taking bad penalties and stuff like that. But if we get a chance to put a body on a body, then I definitely want that. And the four seniors led the way, so I'm really proud of them. I'm happy the way they contributed for us, and I just hope that like I said, all the underclassmen kind of see that, realize that, and kind of pick up their own roles for next year.
Well, let's talk about the underclassmen, starting with your leading scorer, sophomore Spencer Groskovitz, and what he meant to your team, and picking it up and sort of leading the team in scoring.
Yeah, I mean Spencer's great. He's got great speed. He's got a good shot. He's our captain. He's the leader. I think he's becoming more of a leader every day too. I know it's tough as a sophomore, but I thought he got better every day at it. And he's extremely important. He's one of our most skilled guys. He needs to be on the ice, and you know that's that he's someone that we're gonna lean on. For next year for sure. And yeah, he did a good job. Spence is he's a great player,
Is
and
he the type of player that makes other players around him better?
Yeah, I mean, I think his line, I think it was Spencer with Julian and Brody, and Julian's only a sophomore and Brody's a freshman, and I mean that line was unbelievable for us. I know we had Mason, Collin, and Basha line too. And we got two seniors with Basha, and that line was good. I didn't know which line was better. I mean, I thought we had production from everybody. And then Jonesy wasn't when he wasn't on the one or two, he was on the third line, being in the middle of it. So I mean, we had a lot. We came at you in waves. So that was the good thing about the team this year. Spencer definitely led the way. He had some huge goals when we played Dakota at Mount Clemens the first time we beat them. I think he scored two, put one just right over the goalie's shoulder. It was beautiful coming down the right hand side. I mean, he can do that kind of stuff. He can do some like magical stuff, and we're gonna need that. We're gonna need a lot more of that. So
You're also gonna need a good defensive team next year, and coming back and who had a good season was junior Nick Weirs,
yeah.
and you only expect improvement from him.
Oh, we love Nick. Nick, solid, more of a stay-home D, but has some offensive threat. Also one of our captains and just a leader, leader in the room, leader on the ice. Has my full trust. Just a good, solid guy. You trust him back there. I thought him and then Cole Piquette back there are they're going to be the two seniors next year. And I know we lose Beauchamp, but it like having those two back there make me feel pretty confident and pretty good. But Nick was outstanding. Um, just like kind of like Spencer, I've seen him get better every year. His also first year at being one of a captain, so he had the leadership skills. Keep getting better with him every year. So it's nice to see. I'm really excited for Nick for next year.
And Cole, Paquette, he can carry the puck in the offensive zone.
He'll go a little bit. Yeah,
He has good puck handling skills and
yeah,
not a bad shot, but he's not afraid to. I'm going to date myself again. He's not afraid to Bobby Orr it.
yeah. I was gonna say about I knew what you were gonna say. I was thinking that too. He will.
We get along good
Yeah,
because you know all the old hockey
yeah.
players. I bet
No,
you.
Cole can go. I told the D, I say if you guys want to go, you go, but you got to get back. And when he sees it, if he sees it, he's got really good vision on the ice. Like you said, he's got good hands. So once in a while, he'll wind it up behind the net, and I know, okay, he's going now. So no, he played great. He was his first year on the team, so nice to see that. But yeah, no, between him and Nick, two solid D offered a little bit differently between them, but together they're great. So
Yeah, and with Cole Paquette, I mean, during our broadcast, we always say hi to his grandfather, who's live streaming the game from the UP.
okay, yeah,
So
yeah,
you got some reach there. Hopefully, he's got
okay,
his
good,
buddies in there watching it. But
yeah,
that was kind of interesting. And then let's talk a little bit about some of the other guys. Besides Spencer, you got good performances from Chris Paquette,
yeah,
Cole's brother, and Noah Sark and Dylan Basha. Caleb Kuzamano, who's another defenseman. I didn't realize that he's got a few more years left,
yeah,
and he's a good one. And then you mentioned Julian Katinsky.
yeah.
He was sort of like the Tasmanian devil out there. He just ran into things.
Oh yeah,
You
no,
know, he is like a body magnet.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's got a. I mean, Julian can fly.
yeah.
He can fly. He's on the cusp of scoring like 20 goals for us. I mean, he's right there. I see it. I see his potential. He just has to get polished up on a few more things. But he was, I think he was a sophomore, so having him for another couple years working on him would be good. I mean, Chris Piquette, he was one of my three freshmen. I thought all the freshmen were good. Chris did good. Roth played really good. And then Brody Meyer, I mean, Brody's a stud. Brody played outstanding. That he played with Spencer on his line and Julian. And they just, for being in such a young line, the chemistry that they developed over the season from the first couple games to the end of the season, you could tell the chemistry was there. They were starting to like look for each other, touch passes, and Brody's got huge upside. So it's nice to have him. Uh, Basha, Dylan played, I think, outstanding. I mean,
He was hurt a little bit, and he got a little banged up, and kind of took him off his game a bit. But
yeah,
I mean, there was a shot that he took, and I thought it was from up in the press box there. it was a bit of a cheap shot he took. He
Yeah,
didn't
no,
even have the puck, and the guy leveled him.
yeah, and that one, that injury lingered for a little longer than we thought. I think he was out maybe 2 or 3 games, but when he even got back, it was like little ginger. So,
Uh-huh.
but I thought he played outstanding. I think he like double or tripled his production from his freshman year. So that was, nice to see. He also developed the leadership role too, which was nice. Noah Sarek, I mean,
He can shoot it too.
he can shoot it and he'll go too. He'll we started the season with him as a forward and Mason was a D, and then those were the two that we switched. And Noah played D, before, and Mason played forward before, so said, you know what, we just decided, me and Bittis talked it over and said, I think this is going to be the way to go. So we pulled the trigger, made the move, and I think it was great. I love Noah back there on the blue line because he will go too. But he's a good defenseman, and Mason just was so gifted offensively that like it made sense to, get him into play a little more. So that's what we did with that. And then Caleb actually was a forward that we converted to a D, and he played.
He is not afraid to back down to anybody. He'll go in the
No,
corner and face first.
yeah, no, he's great. I mean, because he practices like that too. He's just a good kid. He works hard. I mean, he never complains. He will just, I mean, he'll block a shot. Whatever you want him to do, he'll do it. And I thought defensively he got a lot better being his first year playing D. I mean, if you're a sophomore in high school, you played forward your whole life, and then it's like, hey, you got to play D. And he said, okay. He said, I'll play D. He doesn't care. He said, I'll do whatever. And
Do you expect him to develop the skills to carry the puck more like the other two?
I think he
No,
could.
yeah,
I think he could. I
yeah.
think he's gonna be more of like a strong blue line, maybe like a stay home, but I'm not sure. I
Hmm.
mean, I think all the D have potential to, when the time is right, when you're reading the play, to make a little bit, to make a rush. It might not be as often as like, Cole and Noah, but I think he definitely has it in him to develop that.
And then he had Connor Phipps, who was a pesky little bugger and
Yeah.
sort of like a grind line type guy. Always seemed to be in the way of somebody
Yeah, no,
out there.
Fipsy was great. Just a good locker room guy. Uh, Definitely like one of like the favorites on the team. I mean, everyone likes Phipps. He's always a team player. He pays attention during the game. He pays attention and works hard at practice. Just someone that when you're a coach, you want to coach a guy like that. Just a good kid, works hard, and really team oriented for everything for the team. Which that's what the coach, that's what you want. You want a guy like that.
Now we talked about Brody Meyer, and but what we were really impressed with at the Mitt TV was just how skilled he is around the net. And
Yeah,
I mean, he has a nice, um, I don't want to say knack, but I mean, he has a good approach there at the net. He can handle the puck and he can put it pretty much where he wants it.
yeah, he's got great hockey sense. He really does. For being so young, he's got unreal hockey sense and he's fast. He's got a good little shot, like you said too. I mean, he's just an athlete. He played varsity football, he's playing varsity baseball. I mean, he's just an athlete. And very happy and excited to have him on board. And he's got a tremendous amount of upside. So be looking forward to seeing him play a little more.
And Drew Roth, uh, very young,
Yep.
got out there. I mean, it had to be a little intimidating for him out there.
Yeah, you could tell a little bit that I don't know if he was intimidated a little bit, but he's a big kid, but he's a freshman. You forget it's like some of these kids are a little bigger, but he's young. So I thought he played good. I thought he kind of came into himself a little more. I see him at the couple of the spring skates, and he's looking a lot better. So he's another guy. I know I've been using the word a lot, but a lot of upside too with him, and just another team guy. Uh, be nice to have him on the blue line. Big body. Maybe not like a Beauchamp right now, but he's only going to be a sophomore. So we'll see what how he develops, and looking forward to that though.
And then Dominic Degenfelder, another guy, you could probably say the same thing too. I mean, he's a young guy,
Yep.
and being out there against these guys going around looking to take his head off can be a little intimidating.
Yeah, that's another. I mean, my biggest class is the sophomore class, so we have a lot of kids that still have to develop, and Dom's another one. I thought that he played well. It just he's gonna need a little more a little more practice along with the rest of the guys. But Dom's a great guy. I mean, he's a good locker room guy. The guys like him. He definitely is like a team guy. He's not sitting there. He doesn't get negative. He doesn't get like upset or anything. So I mean, I like Dom. He's nice to have on the bench. Nice to have in the locker room, and he's young. So again, we have a couple more years with these guys that me and Bittis gotta do our best to develop them in the best way we can.
Well, the good thing about it is that they're that young and they're going to get bigger and they're going to get stronger
Absolutely, yeah,
and that there's a good upside for those guys to have this experience this year out on the ice.
yes.
It'll only help them in the future. I certainly can see that. But coming into this year, there were some question marks about how would the goaltending be for Romeo with the loss of Jake Van Camp, who was super good for you
Yeah,
guys
Jake was awesome.
the year before, and you had Carson Hermani who had to sit out last year because he transferred, and
Yeah.
then you had sophomore Landon D'Angelo. Uh, Talk to us a little bit about how that did that surprise you how they played, or
Honestly, no. I mean, I knew our goalies would be strong in the preseason. I mean, I've seen Carson, uh, Jake Van Camp's senior year. Carson was a sophomore, and like you said, he was transferring, so he couldn't play. But you see him at practice. You know he's pretty good. You see the way he, just how his technique and how he just swallows the pucks up. And then Landon, I first saw Landon when he was a freshman, and I thought he might have been on the team a little bit. He was kind of on the fence, and we ended up getting him the next year, which was last year as a sophomore, and I knew he was good too. Both goalies, we were in a really good situation. I said that in the room multiple times, like, hey, get Landon the lead, get Carson the lead. That was kind of how we're gonna finish these games. We trust both of them. Think they're both great. And yeah, I thought from the preseason that we were going to be pretty strong goaltending wise. I know, it's two new goaltenders, so you don't really know, but from like the fan perspective and stuff, but I got to see those guys, and we trust them from the very beginning, and I knew that they're both really strong.
oh, I think Carson makes some fantastic
Yeah.
saves, especially early on. Then I think he got a little bit banged up, and Landon came on, and he was a little slow at the beginning of the season. It looked like, but then when the more action he got, the better he got too.
Yeah, I thought both of them played really well. I know, like you said, Carson got hurt or a little bit towards the middle of the season, but when we played Dakota at Mount Clemens, he played outstanding in that game. And then there was games that we played Clarkson at the beginning of the year, and I think it was 4-2. I think Clarkson was like 22-2 last year. It's like the shots on net was probably ugly, but we were in every game. With good goaltending like that, you can compete in every game, which is nice. Landon did get better throughout the year, and I mean I think both those guys can take another step up. I really do. They played good, but we're gonna need them to. Everyone has to play better next year, and I think they will. So it's definitely nice that we got two good goaltenders that not only the staff, but I think the team trusts both of them too. Whoever's in net that day, they're comfortable back there, and that's what we're shooting for. That's what we want.
Well, what you're shooting for is the 2023-2024 season. How does that look like it's going to shape up for Romeo hockey?
Well, I'm in the middle of the schedule right now, so I'm not sure yet. But no, we're gonna be strong. We got a lot of like the big like my sophomores now are all juniors. The three freshmen are they're sophomores, so everyone's a year older. I know we lose the four seniors that have huge roles, but I think everyone's gonna step up. And what we kind of been building the second half of the year till right now, I feel the team is in a good spot right now. They all seem to be getting along. It's all like family. we joke around, we have fun, but it's also, we're there for, it's business too. We want to take care of our business. We want to go to practice and work hard. And I think that every day that we just get better. Every day we get better. I get better, Bittis gets better, the captains get better,
It's
the
hard for
goalies
him to
get
get
better.
better. He's the well, that's what he told me anyway. No,
Yeah,
it's he's he's a tremendous help to you, and it's always nice to have someone that you can bounce ideas off of that speaks your language.
for sure. I mean, that guy has done so much for me in the program that, you know, no one else can really see. And then Kayla, our trainer, she's amazing too. But yeah, no, those two, I'm just extremely appreciative for them. I couldn't have done it without him, honestly. He's a great coach. I personally think that if he wanted to, he could probably be the head coach. I think he could head coach a high school team. I think he's ready for it. But he's stuck with me, and me and him have a good thing going. So I'm gonna keep him as long as I can. So
Well, that's good because it doesn't get easier.
yeah,
Next year, their teams are going to get better, and
yep,
you guys will have probably a pretty tough schedule again. Your league is tough.
yep,
You play a lot of OAA teams who are traditionally tough, but you get good support from your parents.
yes, no, yeah. The parents, they always they help out a lot. They're great to us and the guys. Um, I know that we might have a couple more road games this year, so I don't know if they're gonna be too thrilled about that. But no, they've stuck with us the whole time. Even like this past season when we had some turmoil, all the parents would just come up to me and say, "Hey, I'm with you." And it's nice to hear that as a coach. Nice to hear like you want your players and your staff to have your back, but the parents saying that it means a lot to me. It goes a long way, and I appreciate that. And yeah, I got a good group, so I'm blessed that we have a good group, and I'm looking forward to next year.
Well, Coach Matthew Burke, we look forward to next year, and we'll be checking in with you as the season starts next year. And the best of luck to you developing the players.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Before we continue here on the Romeo Sports Recap Show, a word from our sponsors. This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvromeo@gmail.com. That's mitt.tv@gmail.com. Now, back to the show.
Today I'm joined by two Romeo hockey teammates. I've got Spencer Groskowitz, the captain of this year's team, and Nick Weirs, one of the assistant captains. Congratulations, guys, on a winning season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Spencer, you were a sophomore this year, also leading the team in goals and overall points. What details are you going to focus on in the offseason to take your game to the next level?
I think my shooting could do a little bit more work and my stick handling for sure, but once I get those two down, I think I'll be a lot better.
Definitely. And your sophomore year, as I mentioned, you're a captain. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot. I think the team appreciated me being the captain. I think I did pretty well towards the end of the season. The beginning was a little tough, but we worked through it and we ended pretty well.
Did you feel pressure having it be just a sophomore and being a captain already?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But I got through it for sure.
With the team there to help you for sure as
Yeah.
well. And then, Nick, you had hip surgery last season in 2021. How do you think that's affected your performance since then?
I think it's definitely taken away a little bit of hockey sense. Just with everything, if you stop doing it for so long, then you kind of lose that touch. But I also had some physical drops with my actual speed and all that. So I've just been focusing on hitting the weight room and getting my game back to the physical level it was, and then I'm still working on, the whole mental part of it, but it's still a work in progress.
For sure. And how big of a role did your teammates play too, especially when you were starting to come back to the game, but during the off season too?
I think they kind of just helped me go with the flow with the whole thing. they weren't making me feel any pressure on forcing myself to get back out there. And I tried playing on it last season, and it didn't go too well. The hip wasn't fully healed, so and they were supportive that I couldn't play anymore, and it was they helped me a lot. So I'm grateful for that.
Did you find the time off beneficial at all from getting to watch the team and then maybe see like what you needed to bring to add to the group already?
Not really. If I'm gonna be
You
honest,
just missed being out there.
I would sit there and watch the games, wishing like I just want to be out there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But you made it. You're back to 100%, right?
Yep.
So you're feeling good, ready to keep going with the team. Most of your team this year will be returning for next season with only 4 seniors graduating. So what can we expect from this Romeo hockey team for next season?
I definitely think we're gonna have another winning season. A lot of our returning players are a lot of the players that had a big role last season. So and they're also going to be older. They're going to be more experienced. And I think our main goal should be all season just focus on what we're going to do to perform when the games matter. So playoffs, right?
Yeah.
As soon as playoffs start, we're going to prepare and practice every single day up to that game. Like we know what we got to do. We got to get it done. So.
Sure.
I think we're gonna for sure make some goals at the start of the season. Know what needs to be accomplished. Of course, a winning season would be very helpful. Playoffs definitely need to be stronger than what happened this year. I mean, last year we were able to win regionals and wasn't able to this year. So next year I think we got to come out even stronger.
And the already existing chemistry will definitely help, right? Having
Yeah,
most of you
100%.
already there. Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll
for sure.
already be familiar with each other's style of play
And a lot of them are a good group of friends too.
Yeah.
Like we all hang out outside of hockey and stuff. So
Yeah.
We're a family.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And you guys did have a coaching change during the season. So how did you feel like going through that? I know your assistant coach has stepped up, but how did that change the performance for a little bit?
I don't. It's not. There's not really much to say on it because I don't think it really changed the way we were playing hockey. Honestly, it was kind of more a personal thing with everyone's like whole mental state and all that. But when it comes to actually putting points on the board during the hockey games, I don't think it really had that huge of an impact.
I mean, yeah, it was difficult at first, just it being them two, but I think the captains helped out a little bit, and we still were able to perform the way that we should have.
Yeah, you guys felt like you stepped up during that time?
Yeah. I think the guys needed us to kind of help out and lead the way for us, carve the path, and I think me and Spencer did a good job at that.
Including Mason Giza.
And Mason Giza.
And Mason, yeah, of course. So we'll switch it to something a little bit more lighthearted. What is a favorite memory you guys had from the season? That was a lot to think about.
I mean, you got Bay City when we went up there, or down there, I really don't know.
Okay. We'll say over there.
We were
Over.
just in the hotel, just all of us hanging out and playing games together, and one of the kids lost, Colin Jones and Landon D'Angelo, so it was snowing up there, so had a huge hill that we made them slide down. So
Good team bonding.
yeah,
I was gonna say the same exact thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was what 10:30, 11 at night or something
yeah,
like
it
that.
was really
and,
late.
and we were running around the hotel, and whatever game we were playing, they lost, and the hill like almost went up to the highway, and they were at the top of it. They took their shirt off and they just jumped down the hill in snow. And then we all jumped in the pool after that. It was a good night. It was a really fun night.
You went swimming too while there was snow outside? Oh, inside.
Well, yeah,
obviously,
we
inside the
went.
hotel.
Yeah. I guess I should
Inside,
have clarified
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I mean, you also got the team dinners as well. That was
Yeah.
just awesome because we all were able to bond a lot better. But another good memory is last season. Coaches don't know about this one either, but the locker boxing. We had two of the kids that wanted to locker box, one senior, one junior. Colin Jones and Connor Phipps. So,
So what did they do?
they put their helmets on, gloves on, and they box.
Yeah, it's kind of like a battle to the death kind of thing.
Oh gosh. Well, now he knows.
Sorry, coach.
Sorry about the lack of boxing, but was there a specific game that stood out to you guys from the season?
The Ike game that we won, that I explained it to my family as a movie. It was I could dream about it. It felt like a dream. Like it was so fun to be in that game with the fight and just the intensity of it and the student section and the whole crowd, and it was a close game too,
Yeah.
so the stakes were high, and I that was such a fun game.
Yeah. Spencer, same? Different game?
I would really have to agree with him, but I mean, there was a lot of games like the Utica game after winter break when we came back and were able to win that one, and the Chippewa Valley one, Lance Cruz just demolishing them. But I mean, yeah, the Ike game definitely did feel like a movie.
Yeah.
Just had everything in it.
Had it all in that game. Yeah, that was a fun game to watch. Looking back on the season, what was your toughest challenge that you both felt that you faced?
Personally, or as a team, or
Both? Whatever, whatever comes to your mind.
oh, I don't know.
Yeah, this one's tough.
I would probably have to say the coaching change, honestly.
Yeah.
And it may have not looked like it from an outside person that's not on the team, because all they see is like the stats and all that. But within the locker room and like how and like the mental state, like I said, with everyone, I definitely think that was probably a big challenge for some people more than others. But it definitely had some effect on everyone on the team.
Yeah, definitely just the coaching change, just how it like affected everyone on the team and how we had to like grow to get used to it pretty much, but I think we were able to get used to it for sure.
Yeah. Do you feel like that made the team stronger in a way?
I think it did.
Yeah.
100%.
We all leaned on each other during the
Yeah,
time.
kind of made us realize like we can't do this alone. Like we all gotta
all gotta be
buy
together.
in.
Yeah. And then looking towards your next season, I know for you it'll be your senior year, your final season, you just your junior season. What are you guys looking to improve individually and as a team?
I'm gonna for sure work on my leadership. Although it was my first year and I definitely did get better towards the end of the year, I think. I'm gonna work on just showing my leadership better and showing it on and off the ice. Whether it's stats, points, all that kind of stuff, or just being a bigger role model to everyone.
Definitely. You?
I'm definitely gonna keep working on my individual game after the hip surgery. I still think I can really excel on that. Along with the leadership, I'm gonna be an assistant captain again next year. So I'm gonna work on how I can show hard work or leadership or anything like that and put it into the other guys so they kind of feed off of it.
Well, I definitely think the team will be in good hands for next season. Again, thank you so much, Spencer Groskowitz and Nick Weirs. We look forward to seeing what you guys do next season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to this episode of the Romeo Sports Recap Show, powered by the Mitt TV. Remember, this show is available on both YouTube and Spotify. You can subscribe to the Mitt TV YouTube page and click the notification bell to stay up to date on the latest episodes of the Romeo Sports Recap. Or you can find us on Spotify and follow our podcast, Romeo Sports Recap. From the Mitt TV, I'm Tim Meyer here with Madison Janabet, signing off with a final word from our sponsors. This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvromeo@gmail.com. That's mitt.tv@gmail.com.